Hi everybody, this is your daily tarot reading for Sunday the 28th of January 2018. I'm using the Wildwood Tarot for today's reading, and let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of today. So I'm going to choose my three cards here. We have the Queen of Bows, the Shaman in reverse, and the Great Bear. Okay, I love this deck. I love that hair. He's so striking and such a beautiful image. So the Queen of Bows is the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire, and this hair, I mean, it's a really powerful figure. It's energy. I mean, it screams energy and speed and galloping through these kind of woods and these ruins there. It's a very, very striking image, lit up by the moon. So it's really being empowered despite fearful circumstances and being in an environment and in an atmosphere of uncertainty and fear and the question of, do I use my own strength and do I pursue my own passions and my desires and my dreams, or do I conform to some sort of looming institution or convention that really holds the key to my future and to my freedom? And that's sometimes a tough decision. Do I go my own way and do I go against the will of my colleagues or my family or my friends and really pursue something I care about and risk alienating all of those people and ruining my relationships? Or do I owe it to myself to use this strength that's been given to me by the universe and to explore and to leap and to really live my life for myself and to experience it for myself? And sometimes that's a tough choice to make. Of course, this hair is meant to use its own energy and strength, but it also doesn't want to be completely isolated, and it doesn't want to be, you know, running around at night by itself for the rest of its life. It wants to, at some point, connect with another animal, another kind of presence, and it doesn't just want to do its own thing and be alone because of that for the rest of its life. And that's where the fear comes in, because it's like, how do I strike a balance? So watch out for that today, that you kind of potentially can betray yourself because you're afraid that you may lose someone or something in your life, and that you kind of act against your own beliefs because of that fear that you're going to end up by yourself. In my experience, when you're true to yourself, you attract people who like that, and people who try and get you to conform to their way of seeing the world anyway. As soon as you step out of line, those people are gone. So those aren't genuine relationships anyway. So it feels scary to just, you know, step into your own power and to say, this is who I am, take it or leave it. But the people who come into your life as a result of that decision are usually the ones who stick around much longer, and the relationships are much more genuine, but it just takes a leap of faith. The next card is the Shaman in reverse, and he looks like a proper shaman. He looks amazing. He's got this skin on his head. He's got all the bones he's working with. If you want to go see like a witch doctor or a Sangoma or someone, this is what you would expect him to look like. The Shaman is the magician. And again, there's a theme of living alone in the woods and doing your magic and divining the future and being this mystical figure, but doing it by yourself. And the message that I'm getting is kind of being ostracized for that because of these gifts which aren't socially accepted, and then becoming very eccentric as a result of that. That card is in reverse, and again, it kind of echoes the theme that you're going to be afraid of being yourself because, oh my God, I could end up like that. You know, I could end up as this figure who is seen to be isolated and alone and judged because of what I'm doing. So rather than be truthful and honest in terms of my God-given talents, I'm going to conform to what other people want because I can't take the fear of rejection. And I'm going to give up on my own gifts and talents for the sake of social acceptance and approval. So if the card was this way around, it would be, do you know what? I'm powerful. Yes, it can be scary running around alone sometimes, and these shadows seem to be almost oppressive, and it's like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen to me if I don't meet up with others who can support me and protect me? The magician being this way around would be, well, I have the power to make it and to be my own unique, eccentric self, and ultimately I will find the right people in my life. And it's okay to be alone. There's nothing to be afraid of because people will come and go anyway. But the thing that's constant in my life is myself and the gifts that I have and the value that I can add to the world by using my gifts. But that card isn't upright, it's in reverse. So there's an element of self-doubt here, and there's an element of fear. I can't be myself because I'm too weird, I'm too unusual, people aren't going to like it. The final card is the Great Bear, and the Great Bear is the 20th card of the Major Arcana. And this is the Judgment card. Usually it's about, and we've got is it the Aurora Borealis there, the Northern Lights, beautiful. I've actually seen those, the Northern Lights. I remember when I was still teaching, I had to get up really early, and I was getting into the car at 5:30 in the morning, and I looked up, it was in Manchester, which is pretty much north, but not that north, and I looked up and I saw the Northern Lights, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. So the Great Bear is usually an angel with a trumpet, raising these dead bodies from their graves, very kind of gruesome and morbid and macabre sort of image, but raising them back to life and saying, live your life, come back to life, wake up, do what you're meant to do. And here we've got this Great Bear who seems to almost come out of these Northern Lights, this natural wonder, and who powerfully comes in, and this is a tomb as well, and he's kind of awakening whatever lies within there. So you have this power today, but it's riddled with self-doubt and fear, so you're unable to use it. But the Great Bear serves as your protector, your support mechanism, and he's asking you to turn around this card, to step into your own power, and regardless of how weird or unusual or how socially unacceptable some of your ideas are, or what you're thinking, or what you're communicating, or what you're interested in at the moment, it's not your job to conform to someone else's standard of what is right or wrong. It's your job today to really turn that around and to take ownership of who you are and to be accountable for who you are and not to be afraid. And if you are afraid, ask for help, and you will feel the presence of the Great Bear with you, and it will say, do you know what, fine, you may be somewhat marginalized because you're a Reiki healer, or because you're an astrologer, or because you want to work with crystals or whatever it may be, and you come from a Catholic background, or you live in a very ultra conservative community, and that question arises, then call on help. Say, do you know what, universe, I'm scared. You've given me these talents, but I'm really afraid that I'm going to end up all by myself living in the woods as some weird old man or woman, and I just can't do this. Then that Great Bear will give you the strength to power on through, and it will give you the message that, you've got all of these gifts and talents for a reason. And the reason isn't to isolate you and to make you this lonely figure, but it's to add something really valuable and something genuine to the world that only you can add. The other thing that I'm getting is that there may be some sort of reappearance from the past, as in this hair, this fearful hair kind of galloping into your life and saying, do you know what you're actually doing is unacceptable, and then you have to respond to that in a way. So it's the second kind of meaning I get from this is that these two are kind of pitted against each other. So it may be an ex or a family member who you haven't heard from in a while, kind of, for instance, make a phone call and say, hello, we haven't spoken in a while, but I'm willing to resume our relationship if you kind of give up on these kind of weird things that you've been doing. Like if you've been writing books that the family has really disapproved of, we're willing to re-accept you into the fold if you stop writing these books, and if you kind of conform to the way we do things, then you're welcome back into the family. Then you've got a really tough choice to make. Do you say, okay, I give up on my dreams and my beliefs so that I can have you guys back in my life? Or do I call upon this great bear within to really strengthen myself and say, that really hurts me, I want to be part of the family, but I really have to stick with my beliefs and I have to do what the universe tells me to do, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to give up on my dreams just because you guys can't accept me. And that takes strength and courage, because you're doing something on your own which you feel is important, and you're being given an out, and you're being given the opportunity to betray yourself in a sense. So I think the main thing is to turn this around and to embrace who you really are. And if other people can't accept you for that, then that's their problem, not yours. And that's easier said than done, but you have this power to see that through today, and you can really be genuine and truthful and honest about who you are and what you represent. The Queen is a court card, so she's 1. Another 1 is 2. And 20 is 22. And 22 is the master number of the builder. So if you stick with your gifts and talents, you will be able to create something that is really, really meaningful and valuable. And that's not just going to have an impact on your life and on your close vicinity, but it's going to have a major impact on the world at large. You have the potential today to really do something that will be of service to humanity, and that's going to be there for a long time, and to build something that's meaningful and that's permanent and that serves as your legacy in a way. So these things that are trying to sabotage you today almost seem like the ego's way of holding you back from your purpose by filling you with fear. But the good thing is that you have this giant polar bear on your side who's going to protect you from these fearful messages that try and make you smaller. And what you can do is you can become bigger and more powerful and more authentic within yourself today. So this is nothing to be sneezed at. This is really an important day, and it may be a good idea at the end of the day to look at what decisions you've made and to take stock of that and to say, did I become bigger or did I chip away at myself? And if you chipped away at yourself and you let other people chip away at you, then don't berate yourself for it. Just be aware of it, because this is a day where you can really change your destiny in a way by becoming more yourself, or by starting to go down a road which reduces you and makes you smaller. And if you catch yourself early doing that, then you can undo it in the evening or tomorrow, and you can get back to your power and say, well, that was a blip. I listened to Auntie Susan who said that we will only speak to you if you give up on your homosexuality and you come to conversion camp, and then we'll embrace you back into the family. And you agreed to that. Then on Monday you can make a call and you can say, well, actually, do you know what? I've thought about it overnight and I'm not going to do that. I am who I am and I'm going to stay that way. And that's important, and that's the master number of the builder. You building your own life the way you're meant to build it, in conjunction with the universe, not via the faulty opinions of other people or society. And that's not always easy. So big themes here today. Wow. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.